Part 26. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 251. How, do I still have a human taste on me now? Wang Ran asked with open hands. Zhou Meng approached Wang Ran and sniffed from top to bottom. It seems to be covered. Zhou Meng continued to sniff in front of Wang Ran. Sniffing, sniffing, nose sticking together. Stop, stop. I'm afraid that the smell will be too heavy to suppress the smell of zombies. Control first. Wang Ran decisively pushed Zhou Meng away. Oh, it does smell a little bit. Zhou Meng said with some embarrassment. It must be the smell of hormones. Zombies don't have such strong hormones. Mixing into the zombie pile like this is easy to be found, especially by female zombies. It seems that only a secret weapon can be used. Wang Ran took out a can of herring from the backpack behind him. This thing does not need to be fully opened, Wang Ran just made a small hole in it. A strong smell wafted out. Zhou Meng immediately covered her nose to prevent the pungent smell from hurting herself. Wang Ran thought for a while and poured some on his pants, which should cover up the masculine charm that he was constantly exuding. To be on the safe side, Wang Ran also painted a little on his neck and wrists. After finishing the work, Wang Ran took Zhou Meng outside. Come on, feel it, am I still human? Wang Ran asked with open hands. Zhou Meng removed her hand from her nose with a look of grievance, and took a small sniff. Oh, this smells really strong. However, the human taste on you, master, is indeed covered. Zhou Meng said pitifully. That's good. The next part is the most interesting part. Wang Ran smiled. Master, what are you going to do? Pretending to be a zombie scary? Zhou Meng tilted her head and asked. Scary? That's too boring. Let's sneak into the corpse tied together. I want to find out why these corpses are heading east. Find out the reasons so that we can better solve them. Wang Ran rubbed Zhou Meng's head. Zhou Meng shivered, the smell of herring got on her head. Wang Ran drove the car and took Zhou Meng to the west. Along the way, Zhou Meng wanted to try the benefits that Su Xiao had enjoyed in the car many times, but they all lost to the taste of canned herring. Wang Ran smiled and said nothing. It seems that when I want to rest in the future, I can eat canned herring, he he. After more than an hour, Wang Ran could already see the dust rising like a tide in front of him. The corpse tide is not far away. Xiao Meng, get off the bus, let's walk instead. Wang Ran parked the car on the side of the road and took Zhou Meng to the direction of the corpse tide. Before taking a few steps, Wang Ran saw a rotting corpse on the ground. Masses of flies surrounded the corpse, giving off a sickening smell on the hot concrete floor. We're pretending to eat corpses here. Wang Ran and Zhou Meng squatted in front of the corpse. Zhou Meng smelled the corpse, and then Wang Ran. Owner. Rotten corpses smell better than you. Zhou Meng complained. It seems that canned herring is really lethal to zombies. Just pick it up a few times and pretend to be eating. Wang Ran knocked Zhou Meng's head. Zhou Meng stuck out her tongue and had to obey obediently. Before long, the vanguard of the corpse tide came to the road. At the front of the team, a red-eyed zombie frowned and looked at Wang Ran and Zhou Meng who were squatting not far away. Brother Liang, there seems to be a similar kind of food in front of you. Is it run over or absorbed? A golden-eyed zombie asked aside. Go and see, it's just an ordinary zombie and just eat it. If you have some strength, just absorb it. The red-eyed zombie replied. Jin Tong zombie nodded, and quickened his pace to run in front of Wang Ran. You. Damn it, what's the smell, are you guys eating shit? The golden pupil zombie covered his nose with a look of disgust. The smell is so overwhelming, I can't stand it. Oh, there is too little food nearby. We can only eat some that are too rotten. The taste is indeed a bit heavy. Isn't it impossible? Wang Ran pretended to be helpless. The depression on Zhou Meng's face was quite real. She was smoked. One silver pupil and one golden pupil. You are lucky. Come on, join our team. Follow us all the way, and you will have a feast every time you pass through a city. Are you interested? Jin Tong Zombie asked. Yes, yes, that's great. Wang Ran pretended to be excited. But the city in front has been occupied by humans, and we really can't escape from there. How about I show you the way? Wang Ran volunteered to be the leading party. Okay. Look back and let me introduce you. By the way, my name is Jin Jiai, you can call me Away or Jin Ji, just don't call me Jin Tong Zombie Away said. My name is Wang Ran, and this is my sister-in-law Zhou Meng. Wang Ran also briefly introduced himself. Auntie, tisk tisk tisk. Away showed an expression that a man could understand. Soon, the corpse-tied army came to the crowd. Away brought Wang Ran and Zhou Meng to the red-eyed zombie. This is Brother Liang, and our 100,000 vanguard troops are all under his control. Brother Liang, this is Wang Ran and his sister-in-law, one with silver eyes and one with golden eyes. They are quite capable. This Wang Ran knows the direction of the city ahead and can show us the way. Away introduced. Okay. Then let him lead the way, and we're ready to sweep the city. By the way, what's the smell? Have you eaten shit? Brother Red-Eyed Zombie looked at Wang Ran with disgust. However, as a red-eyed zombie, Brother Liang did not discover Wang Ran's human identity. It seems that wiping some zombie entrails on the body, coupled with canned herring, can really get away with it. The carrion has eaten too much, and the tone is heavy, please forgive me. Wang Ran scratched his head with an innocent look on his face. You, step to the side a little. Away, you follow them. The red-eyed zombie waved his hand, obviously not wanting to get too close to Wang Ran. Away quickly took Wang Ran and Zhou Meng away from the red-eyed zombies. Wherever Wang Ran went, the zombies beside him consciously kept a distance from him. Ordinary zombies are more resistant to the smell. Oh, by the way, how many zombies do we have here? Wang Ran grabbed Away and began to inquire. You ask, don't touch me. Away hides in disgust. I only know that there are about 100,000 zombies in our vanguard. There are at least 1 million left behind. It used to be more. But we split halfway down the road and headed north. Away knows everything. Plus 20. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 252. Why split it in half? Isn't it more powerful? Wang Ran continued to ask. Oh, you don't know. Every time we go through a place, the manpower will increase a lot. To the back, there are not enough humans to eat along the way. If it goes on like this, everyone will starve. As soon as the two corpse emperors add up, they simply divide into two paths, all the way to the south and the other to the north. We are the one from the south, the team led by the boss of the corpse emperor Tuesday. Away explained. Boss 2. Is it great? Wang Ran probably guessed that this Boss 2 should be the guy who shot the thigh bone at his Black Eagle before. Boss 2 is a legendary zombie. He wasn't in the corpse-tied team from the beginning. I heard that he was just a zombie at the golden pupil level before. His family was still human at the time, and he went to City C to find his family. After the survivors over there found out, they threatened him with his family. He gave up resistance and was pierced through his body by more than a dozen steel bars. As a result, the survivors thought he was dying and killed his family in front of him. Boss 2 went berserk, evolved into a red-eyed zombie on the spot, and slaughtered the entire city. Later, after joining the corpse tide, every time I attacked the human city, 2 Boss rushed to the front, but it was fierce. Away said with a look of admiration. In the current Corpse Tide team, Boss 2 is their god. By the way, why do we keep going east with such a huge team? It's nice to find a place to stay. As it is now, the number of people is increasing, and one day there will be nothing to eat. Besides, what do you do when you get to the Far East? Jump into the sea. Wang Ran pretended to be puzzled and asked. Do you think we want to leave? To the west, there is a terrible infectious disease. Awei's expression changed slightly. It seems to be thinking of something. A terrible infectious disease. Zombies are still afraid of getting sick. Is there any virus more powerful than zombie virus? Wang Ran smiled. Damn, you don't know. As long as a zombie gets that kind of virus, its body will quickly rot, and even advanced zombies can't resist it. What's more frightening is that the disease is contagious. So we can only run all the way east, as far away as possible. Awei said with a look of horror. Is it so miraculous? And this kind of virus that specifically restrains zombies? Wang Ran was a little confused. Awei doesn't look like he's lying. This should be the reason why the tide of corpses moved east. Moreover, I don't know if this infectious disease has any effect on the awakened. Hey, by the way, why do you have so many questions? Are you curious, baby? Awei finally became impatient. The other new zombies didn't have as many problems as Wang Ran. I don't know more about the background, so I can feel more involved. Wang Ran said with a smile. Substitute what? Our vanguard's mission is to capture the city. At that time, we will have priority to eat. Don't think about it. You learn from your sister-in-law, keep silent all the time, how quiet, how good. Awei frowned. Zhou Meng smiled aside. She didn't dare to open her mouth. Open your mouth, and the smell of canned herring burrows into your mouth. For the next half of the day, Wang Ran, as the leading party, began to circle east and west with a large force. The straight line distance of 30 to 40 kilometers made Wang Ran walk 50 to 60 kilometers. I said, Wang Ran, did you lead the way right? Why do I feel like we've taken a lot of detours? Awei questioned from the side. You don't understand. I am a local zombie, I must be familiar with this way. There are many rivers and hills in this area. If mutant zombies like us can turn over, what about ordinary zombies? Are they all going to fill the river? There are no tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of zombies, and there is no way to fill the way. I'm thinking of everyone else. Wang Ran's righteous words flickered. Is that so? Awei nodded. What Wang Ran said seemed to make sense. As expected of a local zombie. Fortunately, Wang Ran has joined, otherwise they don't know how many wrong ways they have to go. The sky was completely dark, and the red-eyed zombie brother not far away yelled at the army of zombies behind. The zombies stopped one after another. It's time to rest. We usually rest for 5 or 6 hours, and then set off at dawn. Awei explained. Those zombies, some standing, some sitting, some lying, found a comfortable position and began to rest. Wang Ran also sat directly on the ground. Because of the smell on his body, a small vacuum circle formed around Wang Ran. This made Wang Ran a lot cleaner. Master, are we going to do something tonight? Zhou Meng leaned over and asked in a low voice. What do you think? It doesn't even have a tent. Wang Ran tapped Zhou Meng's little head. No. That's not what I asked. I'm just asking if we're going to do something at night. Zhou Meng explained. Wang Ran looked around and made sure that there were no zombies around to hear them, and then he leaned into Zhou Meng's ear. I'll touch the center of the corpse tide later and meet the corpse emperor for a while. You just stay here. This is the edge of the corpse tide. If something happens to me, you have a chance to escape in time. Wang Ran said softly. No. I will never leave my master and run away by myself. Zhou Meng said excitedly. Oh, that's what I said. Are you still worried about my strength? But if I really can't come back, you have to run back and let Xiao go back to N City to preside over the overall situation. There are so many children and girls on the island, if they are attacked by zombies. Wang Ran said seriously. All right. Although Zhou Meng was a little helpless, she still nodded. Master, you must be careful. Zhou Meng asked again and again. Okay, okay, the zombies that can beat me haven't appeared yet. Besides, most of the zombies are sleeping. Even if there is a situation, I can escape. After a few words of comfort, Wang Ran stood up and walked towards the center of the corpse tide. Lord Satan, please bless my master safe and sound. Zhou Meng looked at Wang Ran's back and prayed silently. After Wang Ran left, Zhou Meng felt a little bored. She didn't dare to sleep in this unfamiliar environment. Rather than this friend, have you heard of Satan? Zhou Meng grabbed a mutant zombie next to her and started preaching. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 253. Wang Ran kept walking through the zombie pile. The number of millions of corpses is too huge. Going from the top of the team to the middle, you have to walk a few kilometers. Fortunately, most of the zombies were sitting or lying down, otherwise Wang Ran might not even have a clear direction. After walking for a while, there was suddenly some commotion ahead. Someone is pretending to be a zombie. Someone shouted from the front. The zombies around were all agitated. Wang Ran panicked, his disguise was discovered. I haven't even seen the face of the boss. Wang Ran was about to run wild when he suddenly found that all the zombies around him were rushing forward. Not me. Wang Ran quickly realized this. Wang Ran followed him around with the mentality of watching the excitement. Comrade, what's the situation? Wang Ran grabbed a silver-eyed zombie next to him and asked. There is a human who infiltrated the team when we slaughtered the last city. This guy has a silver color contact lens, his body is covered with zombie blood, and his pockets are stuffed with zombie entrails. He really deceived us. Just now, when everyone was resting and sleeping, this guy actually snored. You know, our zombies don't snort. This guy was directly exposed. He was directly dismembered by the guys around him, and he is now eating. Do you want to join in the fun too? It's too late now, I guess I won't be able to eat hot food. Silver-eyed zombie explained. Hey, I haven't eaten meat for a long time. I really want to eat some human flesh. Wang Ran sighed and continued walking towards the middle of the corpse tide while muttering. It looks like he's not just pretending to be a zombie. But that guy is also quite unlucky. He pretended to be a zombie and escaped the massacre, so he should quickly find a chance to escape. Stupid enough to spend the night in a corpse tide? Wang Ran shook his head and continued to walk forward. Because of the incident just now, the originally silent zombie camp became active. Many zombies began to look around, wanting to find another human being to fight their teeth. Naturally, a lot of eyes fell on Wang Ran. However, as soon as the zombies approached Wang Ran, they consciously went in other directions. This taste, really punch. After walking for a few minutes, Wang Ran saw a high-speed rest stop. There are several golden pupil-level zombies guarding the door of the rest station. Needless to say, the corpse emperor must be resting in the rest station. Wang Ran circled around for a few times, but couldn't find a spot where he could sneak in. It seems that it still has to rely on the above-mentioned flickering. Wang Ran walked straight to the golden pupil guard at the door. What are you doing? Two guards approached and stopped Wang Ran. I have something to look for, boss too. Wang Ran said seriously. Little Yintong is also qualified to see the boss. Go aside. The golden pupil guard said impatiently. I really have something important to ask for the boss. If it's delayed, will you bear it? Wang Ran glared at the golden pupil zombie. The golden pupil zombie was stunned. If it was really important, he really didn't want to take the blame. You can go in if you want. Check your identity first. Jintong zombie said. Identity verification. Wang Ran frowned. Zombies also play this one? There was news just now that there were humans in the team, so before you want to see the boss, you must test it. It's simple, let's just scratch it with our paws. The golden pupil zombie stretched out a finger, and the fingertips were cold. Okay, hurry up. Wang Ran calmly stretched out his hand. This method is quite simple, let Jintong zombie scratch it and see the reaction. If it were another human being, this level would be really hard to pass. Even an awakened person who is a little strong and not afraid of being infected will have an obvious reaction in his body after being exposed to the virus, which is easy to see. The golden pupil zombie scratched on Wang Ran's arm. Wang Ran immediately withdrew his hand. The ability to quickly heal wounds is not something that zombies should have, and it will be troublesome if they are discovered. What are you doing? So anxious to stop, panic. Jintong zombie asked vigilantly. No, I'm shy, and I don't like to expose too much flesh in front of male zombies. Wang Ran said seriously. Jintong zombie was stunned. This excuse, can't refute it. Anyway, just see if he is infected or not. A few minutes passed, Wang Ran's face was calm, and he was not affected by the virus at all. It doesn't look human. You go in. Jintong zombie waved his hand impatiently. As long as it's not a human spy. In front of the boss of the corpse emperor too, any zombie is scum. Wang ran past the guards smoothly, and swaggered into the rest station. Inside the rest station, the white-haired boss too was lying on a QR code electric massage chair. A female zombie with red pupils is massaging him behind him. You, who let you in? Boss 2 abruptly opened his eyes and stared at Wang Ran. A powerful momentum burst out, and the red-eyed female zombie behind Boss 2 couldn't help shaking. Wang Ran instantly analyzed the situation in his mind. In this case, it is possible to kill Boss 2, but the movement is too great. After killing Boss 2, his identity will be exposed, and he will be besieged by the entire corpse tide. Even if his physical strength is far superior to ordinary people, it is difficult to kill all the way. No, you can't fight hard. It's just smart. Wang Ran quickly pretended to be frightened. This was a reaction to Old Man 2's momentum just now. Boss 2, I have something important to report. Wang Ran said tremblingly. Say. Boss 2 did not take Wang Ran seriously. Little Yintong, if he can't say anything, just kill him. When there is no meat to eat, it is okay to eat some mutant zombie brains. Boss, I found that Brother Liang has a problem. When he and the few golden-eyed zombies around him discussed going to the next city, before the boss and the big army arrived, they would eat most of the awakened people in the city, leaving only some scumbags and ordinary humans for you. He also said that he had tried it before, and you couldn't see it at all. Wang Ran's mentality of betraying Brother Liang was vividly displayed. What? Boss 2 slammed the massage chair and broke it apart. Grass. That guy Aryan, let him be the vanguard, actually gave me the set. It's no wonder that when the last city was captured, there were so few awakens who could eat. Boss 2 had some doubts about Liang in his heart, but he was so fooled by Wang Ran that he directly responded. In his opinion, a small silver-eyed zombie has no courage to deceive himself. You did well. This female zombie will reward you for one night. Let's be happy here first, I'm going to kill that guy Aryan. Boss 2 got up and walked out. I wish you all a happy double festival, I think it's done. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Cha Xiao. Chapter 254. After Boss 2 left, the red-eyed female zombie looked at Wang Ran with disgust. It's just a small silver-eyed zombie, and actually let the red-eyed one serve him. But Boss 2 had spoken, and the red-eyed female zombie didn't dare not to listen. It's like a ghost press. The red-eyed female zombie walked to Wang Ran with a depressed expression. Squat down. Wang Ran said lightly. The red-eyed female zombie frowned, playing so directly as soon as she came up. If it wasn't for Boss 2's face, I would have slapped you to death long ago. Yeah, gotta kill this guy. When tonight is over, find a chance to kill him directly. While muttering in her heart, the red-eyed female zombie knelt in front of Wang Ran. A strong smell penetrated directly into her nose. Are you pulling your pants? The taste is too strong. The red-eyed female zombie couldn't help but scold. This smell is worse than the whole rotten one. But she did not dare to disobey Boss 2's order. Grass, just eat shit. The red-eyed female zombie gritted her teeth and prepared to move forward. At this time, Wang Ran stretched out his hands and grabbed the head of the red-eyed female zombie. The red-eyed female zombie didn't find it strange, after all, it was normal to scratch the head in this position. But immediately afterwards, Wang Ran grabbed his head and twisted it hard. The red-eyed female zombie was directly twisted and her neck was broken. She didn't understand until she died, whether she was smoked to death or killed by a sneak attack. Wang Ran kicked the corpse of the red-eyed female zombie aside. Next, it's time to start planning for the next step. Boss 2 went to find a Liang, whether it was to kill the other party or listen to the other party's explanation, he had to spend some time. You have to fiddle with something during this time. Wang Ran took out a bottle of white hair dye from the backpack behind him. This thing was put into the bag by Wang Ran out of interest when he was in Hung Mao's barber shop. Now it comes in handy. Wang Ran evenly smeared the hair dye on his hair, then found a plastic bag in the snack shop at the rest station and wrapped it in plastic wrap. This has to be heated. Otherwise it would be too time-consuming. Wang Ran muttered. You don't actually need heat to dye your hair, but heating can speed up the efficiency of coloring. Now Wang Ran doesn't have time to wait for an hour. It's a pity there is no electricity here, otherwise these snack shops have a lot of things to use for heating. After some searching, Wang Ran found a self-heating hot pot in a small supermarket. This thing works well, as long as you add water, you can quickly generate a lot of heat. Wang Ran collected several packs of heating packs, threw them into a pot for boiling tea eggs, and poured in some mineral water. The sounded continuously, the water in the pot quickly churned, and a lot of steam kept rising. Wang Ran put his head above the pot and kept it at a height where he would not get burned. After several rounds of steam baking, Wang Ran removed the plastic bag on his head and washed his hair with a few bottles of mineral water. Good effect. Wang Ran looked at the mirror and nodded with satisfaction. Although I am not very experienced, some hair is not dyed in place, but the zombies at night can't see clearly. After drying his hair, Wang Ran took off his contact lenses and walked out of the rest station. Boss 2 has been away for 15 minutes, so he should be gone. Gotta start doing things myself. Hey, you're not. The golden pupil guard at the door was shocked when he saw Wang Ran. Isn't this the guy who just entered? When I entered, it was silver pupil, and now it has become white hair. Could it be that? Jin Tong Zombie was shocked and couldn't believe his eyes. White hair and black pupils are indeed the characteristics of the Corpse Emperor. What is this? Wang Ran smiled without restraint, exuding a powerful momentum all over his body. This momentum made these golden-eyed zombies tremble all over. So strong. Better than Boss 2. The eyes of the golden pupil zombies showed a look of horror. Although they did not feel the coercion from the superior, Wang Ran's aura had stunned them. Call me the last few red pupils. Wang Ran looked at these golden pupil guards and said coldly. Yes. Your lord. The golden-eyed zombies did not dare to neglect, and immediately scattered to find the red-eyed zombies. Not long after, 4 red-eyed zombies came to Wang Ran. They were shocked when they saw Wang Ran. This is... Where's Boss 2? A red-eyed zombie secretly asked the golden-eyed zombie next to him. Boss 2 went to the vanguard in anger just now. It seems to be looking for trouble with Brother Liang. The golden pupil zombie replied softly. The red-eyed zombie was stunned for a while. Liang was one of Boss 2's most trusted subordinates. What happened to him? Before the red-eyed zombies had time to think, Wang Ran spoke up. We've got a traitor. He colluded with humans and took us on a constant detour, giving humans time to set traps and wait for us to fall into them. Boss 2 has gone to clean up the traitors. Boss 2 asked me to take half of the team and retreat 100 kilometers back, keeping a safe distance, lest the entire army be ambushed by the enemy. Hurry up and rectify your manpower and start retreating. Wang Ran flickered seriously. Several red-eyed zombies looked puzzled. They have never seen Wang Ran, the corpse emperor. Should you trust him? Wang Ran and the others didn't know each other, but these golden pupil guards knew them well. This is Boss 2's personal guard. They seem to have said that Boss 2 was angrily looking for trouble for Liang. In this way, what this newly appeared corpse emperor said is somewhat believable. What are you doing all the time? Get out now. When Boss 2 comes back and sees that you haven't moved, you all have to die. Wang Ran exuded a strong murderous aura. At times like these, strike while the iron is hot, interrupting their train of thought when they don't want to understand. Yes. Let's evacuate immediately. The red-eyed zombies didn't dare to think too much, and immediately began to rectify their manpower and prepare to evacuate. The entire corpse-tied team of more than 1 million, with the high-speed rest station as the dividing line, the hundreds of thousands of zombies to the west of the rest station began to retreat overnight. Standing on the roof of the rest station, Wang Ran nodded with satisfaction as he watched the army of corpses evacuating under the moonlight. If these hundreds of thousands of zombies retreated 100 kilometers, the corpse tide would be broken into 2 pieces. Just relying on the hundreds of thousands of zombies in front, the power of the corpse tide has been reduced a lot. The deep pit defense line of S-City can stop them for a while. Of course, if Boss 2 reacted and sent someone to notify the retreating team to reintegrate the corpse tide, it would take at least a day to waste. In any case, the wall of N-City has enough time to complete and consolidate. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 255. Watching the corpse tide go farther and farther, Wang Ran nodded in satisfaction and jumped off the roof. A corpse tide of this scale is difficult to stop once it starts moving. Steady. Now what Wang Ran has to do is to go back to the front of the team, find Zhou Meng and leave in a low-key manner. Wearing a head of white hair is too conspicuous, definitely not. Wang Ran returned to the rest station, and took scissors to reduce his hair bit by bit, turning it into a small inch head. I just dyed it more casually, the roots of my hair were all black, and there was no trace of white when I cut it short. Wang Ran also took out a red t-shirt from his backpack and replaced the original green one. Wang Ran did not forget to wipe some blood on his face. The current Wang Ran is completely different from the previous one, and it is impossible to recognize him without looking closely. Although the silver-colored contact lenses are gone, they won't be found even if you narrow your eyes a little at night. Taking advantage of the corpse tide to retreat, Wang Ran sneaked into the corpse group and walked towards the vanguard when the junction was relatively chaotic. As for the new white-haired corpse emperor, never seen again. Wang Ran shuttled among the corpses, took out a can of herring as he walked, and secretly sprinkled on the nearby zombies along the way. The smell on his body is too unique, and Boss 2 will definitely trouble himself after he reacts. Spilling canned herring on other zombies can now throw an angry Boss 2 into chaos. It would be even better if it could kill. After destroying hundreds of zombies along the way, Wang Ran buried the empty can in the soil, hiding his merits and fame. 10 minutes later, Wang Ran saw a huge billboard on the side of the road. The vanguard has arrived. Wang Ran smelled blood from a distance, and it seemed that there had been a battle here. What's going on here? Wang Ran grabbed a silver-eyed zombie next to him and asked. Are you attracted by the movement just now? Let me tell you, Brother Liang was discovered by Boss 2 about stealing the awakened. Boss 2 was very angry and directly shot Brother Liang in the head. The silver pupil zombie said with lingering fears. Steal? Brother Liang is still stealing. Wang Ran pretended to be surprised. Oh, isn't it normal for the vanguard to steal some awakeners? Brother Liang just ate too much the last 2 times. The silver-eyed zombie didn't dare to talk about it, after all, he had eaten it secretly. Wang Ran smiled aside. The reason he made up is actually true. Brother Liang can't blame himself. Where's Boss 2? I also want to pay tribute to Boss 2's demeanor. Wang Ran asked. It's too bad, Boss 2 has just returned. I said, comrade, what's the smell on your body? It's too aggressive. The silver-eyed zombie moved slightly away from Wang Ran. I ate an otaku not long ago, maybe it's otaku. Wang Ran talked nonsense and continued to walk east. As long as Zhou Meng is found, he can leave here. In a certain corner of the vanguard, dozens of mutant zombies gathered together. All of them had looks of horror on their faces. Just now, Boss 2 suddenly rushed out, accused the red-eyed zombie Liang and brutally killed him. This scene scared all the mutant zombies who had participated in the stealing. Fortunately, Boss 2 didn't pursue each one carefully, otherwise none of them would have escaped the disaster. The huge fear makes them want to find some support. And Zhou Meng appeared just right. I'll tell you about Satan's 9 teachings. Advocates indulgence over moderation. It advocates giving kindness to those who deserve it, rather than squandering love on the ungrateful. It is advisable to seek revenge if you have revenge, rather than showing your other half of your face. Man is more often worse than animals that walk on 4 legs, and advocates caring for animals over people. Confess all the so-called sins because it brings physical, spiritual, and emotional comfort. Zhou Meng was good at preaching, and these mutant zombies just wanted to seek some psychological support, and everyone hit it off. The zombies are like elementary school students, listening very carefully, and some people even took out small notebooks to take notes. And what Zhou Meng said is very consistent with the current psychological state of zombies. This made them quickly accept the ideas conveyed by Zhou Meng. A group of faithful believers was born. Zhou Meng's little nose moved. She smelled a familiar smell. Okay, let's talk about it today, everyone go back to digest. Satan will bless you. Zhou Meng stood up. Those mutant zombies watched Zhou Meng leave very respectfully. Zhou Meng followed the taste and found Wang Ran in the crowd. Hey, master. Why did your hair become so short? Zhou Meng curiously reached out and touched it. It feels very good. The situation is almost understood, and the digging has been done enough. Let's withdraw. Wang Ran took Zhou Meng and walked in the direction of S City. As soon as he walked out of the edge of the corpse tide, a figure followed. Hey, brother Wang Ran, where's your hair? Just shaved. It's a nice hairstyle. What are you doing so late? Jin Tong Zombie Away shouted from behind the 2 of them. Master, do you just run away? Zhou Meng asked softly. No, running straight would raise suspicion. I don't want them to head towards S City in the middle of the night. Wang Ran squeezed Zhou Meng's hand, indicating calm. Away. I'm not going to be with my sister-in-law. Wang Ran smiled and did not continue. Oh. I understand. Wei instantly understood what Wang Ran was going to take Zhou Meng to do. Well, this kind of thing is definitely not convenient to do in the middle of the corpse tide. But Wei also admired Wang Ran. The blood circulation of zombies is much worse than that of humans. If you want to be the same as normal men, you have to put in more effort. Generally speaking, zombies below the silver eye do not have this strength. Even reaching the silver pupil is a bit difficult, and if you are not careful, you will hurt your body. Wang Ran should be Yin Tong. For his sister-in-law, he worked so hard and was convinced. Wang Ran smiled, put his arms around Zhou Meng's waist, and disappeared into the night. After walking for a while, Wang Ran found an abandoned car. Okay, I can light it. We can reach S City in about half an hour. Wang Ran started the car and was about to drive back to S City. Master, why don't we stay here? Zhou Meng made a bold proposal. Yo, are you not afraid of the smell? Wang Ran smiled. Zhou Meng took out 2 rubber plugs for plugging his ears from his pocket and stuffed them into his nose. Come prepared. It's all like this, and Wang Ran can't refuse. In the dark, the car shook. LF, you are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 256. Grass. What about the half of the zombies? Where did you all go? In the middle of the night, was it eaten by a dog? Boss 2 looked at the empty rear and instantly became angry. Hundreds of thousands of zombies, if you don't see them, they will disappear. How much energy did it take to gather these zombies by myself? Boss 2 directly collapsed most of the rest station. Boss 2, after you left, a corpse emperor came. He said that there was a trap ahead, and half of the people retreated 100 miles. Boss 2, do you mean? Several golden pupil guards felt that something was wrong. But at that time, Wang Ran suppressed them with his aura, so that they didn't have much time to think. In addition, Wang Ran came out of the rest station, so they instinctively thought that Wang Ran and Boss 2 had reached a consensus. Who would have thought that Boss 2 didn't know about this at all? Grass, you stupid pigs. There is a corpse emperor, wouldn't I know? What are the characteristics of that guy? The murderous aura from Boss 2 continued to radiate out. That guy, green clothes, ordinary. Oh yes, he has a strange smell on him. A golden-eyed zombie replied. Grass, it's that silver pupil. Boss 2 kicked a car parked next to him. Obviously, Boss 2 realized that Wang Ran was doing all this, including Arya's death. Although Aoyang himself had some problems, without Wang Ran's instigation, Boss 2 would not be so impulsive to kill Aoyang directly. What's even more exaggerated is that half of his corpse-tied troops were actually retreated by him. This is equivalent to weakening half of his power. Boss 2, is he Yin Tong? Then his hair color. The surrounding boys looked puzzled. This guy must have dyed his hair. He's not a zombie. He's an awakener. I said there was a strange smell on him, which must be used to cover up the human breath. Crap. Boss 2 couldn't hold back his anger, and slapped a golden-eyed zombie next to him with a slap. The other zombies trembled, but they didn't dare to hide. They also realized that when Wang Ran exuded aura before, they only felt a powerful force, and there was no top-down suppression of the same race. Hurry up and catch up with the retreating team and let them rest in place. Boss 2 thought for a while and said. He originally planned to let the retreating team go back here directly, but most of the hundreds of thousands were ordinary zombies, and they had already traveled for a day. A golden-eyed zombie with fast legs immediately ran towards the retreating direction of the corpse tide. What, damn it, human! Even if I dig 3 feet in the ground, I will find you. Boss 2 trembled with anger. Suddenly, a gust of wind blows. A familiar smell penetrated into Mr. Two's nose. That guy is nearby. Follow the taste and find it for me. If you have this kind of smell on your body, don't let anyone go. Boss Two and his younger brothers began to kill in the corpse tide. Wang Ran took Zhou Meng to change the car. The quality of the car just now was not good, and the entire chassis fell apart. After driving for half an hour, Wang Ran and Zhou Meng came to the outskirts of S City. There is a hot digging hole here. Yo, are there any outsiders? It's great, I can help you dig the pit with more coolies. A level 2 awakened paused for a moment to take a breath. Since Wang Ran's order came down, the entire S City's labor force has been sent here to dig a hole. Looking at it like this, it cannot be completed without digging until dawn. They didn't dare to complain. A strong white-haired woman always patrolled along the long tunnel, and the lazy person was killed by the monkey as a chicken. You two. Come here and dig a hole for me. The second-level awakener shouted at Wang Ran and Zhou Meng. Wang Ran walked to the second-level awakener and patted him on the shoulder. Do well, young man. After speaking, Wang Ran took Zhou Meng to the other side of the tunnel. The second-level awakener was stunned. What is the situation? How does this feeling of leaders inspecting subordinates come out? After all, he is the leader of the digging hole several hundred meters around. What does it mean to be tapped on the shoulder? This second-level awakener was about to stop Wang Ran when he saw his boss, Old Man Zhou. Old Man Zhou walked up to Wang Ran and didn't know what he was talking about. Anyway, his attitude didn't look like he was treating his subordinates. The second-level awakened panicked. Fortunately, I didn't rush into trouble. This might be Boss Zhou's friend. At this time, Su Xiao also appeared. To these survivors, Su Xiao was like a demon, and even Boss Zhou treated her respectfully. Under everyone's eyes, Su Xiao jumped directly into Wang Ran's arms. The second-level awakened shivered again. This man is actually a man with a devil's head. Too scary, fortunately I didn't trouble him. The second-level awakened continued to dig a hole. How is it, is the progress okay? Wang Ran asked. Well, basically the pit can be dug at dawn. Just spend half a day pouring gasoline in it. Su Xiao reported. Although there was a residual smell of canned herring, Su Xiao could still keenly smell some kind of post-exercise odor. It's too much, I oversee the work here. Wang Ran actually ran away to be happy. Okay, Xiao, go back and rest. I'll take a look here for a while. Wang Ran rubbed Su Xiao's head. I am okay. Master, go and rest. Su Xiao also rubbed Wang Ran's head. It feels so good. Both of you, why don't you all go to rest? I'll just watch it here. Old Man Zhou couldn't stand it any longer. Flirting in front of the old man is too much. Okay, be sure to keep an eye on the progress. I just came back from the corpse tide. If this pit is not dug deep, there is no way to stop it for too long. Wang Ran reminded. Don't worry, I will definitely order it. Old Man Zhou looked at Wang Ran's serious expression and knew the seriousness of the matter. Although he could just abandon the city and flee, as Wang Ran said, the corpse tide will crush all the way, and eventually there will be no way to escape. Old Man Zhou didn't know how Wang Ran could solve the corpse tide, but seeing how confident he was, Old Man Zhou put down his doubts and started to inspect seriously. Wang Ran took Su Xiao and Zhou Meng to find a nice-looking villa to live in. Those clothes that smelled of canned herring were thrown all the way by Su Xiao. Wang Ran also took a good shower with cold water. Next, naturally it's time to fight the Corpse Emperor. Plus 21. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 257. At dawn, Wang Ran climbed up from the basement of the villa. Last night, the shock went directly from the third floor to the basement, which was indeed a bit too intense. Wang Ran found a set of casual clothes to put on in the villa, then found a car and brought Su Xiao and Zhou Meng to the front line of digging. As soon as old man Zhou saw Wang Ran, he greeted him. "Is the situation okay?" Wang Ran asked. "The hole is dug. But this morning, most of the people in Zikan district ran away while I was patrolling. It's my fault I didn't watch it." Old man Zhou sighed. "It's okay, just run away, anyway, the pit has been dug, and they won't be used anymore." And Wang Ran smiled. Originally, he planned to select some reliable survivors in the S city to supplement the labor force of the N city. Now, there is no need to filter. Those who are timid and afraid of being irresponsible have already fled. Start pouring oil. After pouring the oil, let everyone rest for half a day. After you have rested, bring your supplies and evacuate to City N. City N has built fortifications to protect your safety. Wang Ran ordered. "Ah, really? That's great." Old man Zhou's eyes lit up. No wonder Wang Ran was full of confidence. It turned out that City N had already built fortifications. Then digging holes and pouring oil in the S city must be to delay the progress of the corpse tide and buy more time to strengthen the defense. Old man Zhou is well informed, and he figured it out all at once. It turned out that Wang Ran did not come to enslave them, but to bring them hope of living. Those survivors of Zikan district who had lost their minds, actually escaped at this time. I can only wish them good luck. More than a dozen fuel tankers and sprinklers filled with gasoline and diesel began to dump into the deep pits dug. After a few rounds of pouring, the oil in the deep pit barely covered the calf. On the one hand, the oil is really not enough. On the other hand, the tunnel did not have time to be waterproof and leak-proof, and part of the oil directly seeped into the soil. So be it. Let everyone rest for 3 hours, then quickly pack up supplies and evacuate to N city. Xiao Meng, take them back later and let Jiangguo build a bridge to let them in. Xiao and I will wait for the corpse tide to arrive, and return after setting the fire. Wang Ran ordered. "Well, master, you have to be careful." Zhou Meng did not forget to remind Wang Ran. "You have seen the fighting power of Xiao and I last night, so what are you worried about?" Wang Ran smiled. Zhou Meng thought of the scene of the collapse of the villa last night, and nodded silently. The combat power is truly amazing. The old man Zhou took the survivors under his hands back to the city to rest. Wang Ran and the two little followers inspected the entire tunnel again. As long as the zombies don't want to detour, this burning tunnel can kill at least 100,000 zombies. If the corpse tide takes a detour, this pit is not dug in vain, and it is a success to delay the corpse tide for a long time. Of course, even digging for nothing, Wang Ran didn't move a shovel anyway. In a few hours, Boss 2 personally led the team in front, and the corpse tide approached the outskirts of S city. Last night, he was very unstable and killed thousands of zombies. More than 100 of them smelled like canned herring, and the others were innocently implicated. After killing so many zombies, none of them were Wang Ran. Boss 2's anger accumulated to the extreme. He wants to vent his anger in the next human city. City S is just around the corner. Did the team behind you keep up? Boss 2 grabbed a golden-eyed zombie and asked. Keep up, let them speed up in the morning, and now they have been connected with the main force. But those ordinary zombies in the back look a little tired. Jintong Zombie replied. It doesn't matter if you are tired, what you want is momentum. As long as the city is taken, there will be time to rest. Boss 2 stared hard at the front, and the murderous aura could not be stopped. Go ahead. Boss 2 saw that the zombie army behind him was almost ready, so he issued an order to attack. The black corpse surged forward aggressively. Before they killed all the way, no city could resist their charge. The corpse tide kept advancing. Sudden. The zombie at the front stopped. The zombies in the back just ran out of momentum, and there was no way to stop it all at once. The zombies in front were constantly pushed forward. Many zombies disappeared without a trace. Boss 2, there's a big pit in front of you. It is estimated that the survivors dug up and blocked our way. A red-eyed zombie roared. Pit. Go straight ahead. Tu Lao shouted. How can a pit stop the corpse tide? Under the order of Boss 2, the mutant zombies drove the ordinary zombies to move forward. Some zombies that fell into the pit also quickly climbed up. Soon tens of thousands of zombies crossed the pit. When Boss 2 also came to the front of the tunnel, he suddenly felt something was wrong. The gasoline smell is too heavy. Not good. The tunnel is not for blocking, it is for. Boss 2 twitched as he looked at the zombies that were rushing towards the city. These zombies crawling out of the pit are like French fries dipped in ketchup, and they will soon be harvested. Stop. All stop. Tu Lao shouted. The mutant zombies around stopped. But ordinary zombies are not so easy to stop, they still maintain the inertia of rushing forward. Many mutant zombies were even squeezed into the pit by the corpse tide. At this time, the air was suddenly quiet for a few tenths of a second. Immediately afterwards, a flame several meters high lit up in front. The fire devoured thousands of zombies in an instant and spread to the army of zombies. The zombies in front have crossed the deep pit, and their feet are full of gasoline. As soon as the fire approaches, there is no way to escape. The fire went straight up from the soles of their feet until it engulfed them all. Many zombies realized the danger and turned around and ran to the place where they came from. This also made the fire rush to the corpse tide more quickly. Grass, don't come here. Don't come this way from the front. Behind, all step back. Boss 2 removed 2 large bones from the ordinary zombie next to him, and directly shot the heads of several burning zombies running back in the distance. However, there are thousands of zombies running back. Boss 2 and the mutant zombies could not stop these madly fleeing zombies from long distance sniping together. Soon, the fire spread to the deep pit. The deep pit that was originally filled with zombies caught fire in an instant and burned directly into a wall of fire. The sound of crackling continued to sound, and the air was filled with the smell of meat. Many zombies with strong vitality crossed the wall of fire and rushed towards the large army. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 258. An hour later, Boss 2 sat on the ground with a sullen face, gasping for breath. Even a corpse emperor has limited physical strength. The zombies that broke through the wall of fire just now spread the fire into the army of zombies. These ordinary zombies have less water in their bodies, and the fire will start at a moment. The fire spread very fast. Boss 2 took the mutant zombies to kill for an entire hour, killing many innocent zombies, and then the fire was isolated. This fire also caused Boss 2 to lose more than 200,000 zombies. There are also many mutant zombies. It can be said that the loss was heavy. Grass, damn, human. If I catch you, I will break all your bones alive. Old 2 was in a panic, but he was very aggrieved. He didn't even know Wang Ran's name, so he couldn't scold him happily. Boss 2, shall we continue to attack the city? A red-eyed zombie with a blackened face asked. Of course, attack. When the fire is out, rush directly into the city. All human beings hunt and kill on the spot, not a single one. Boss 2 gritted his teeth. The corpse tide has come all the way, he has never experienced defeat, and today can be said to be the most humiliating time in his zombie career. That human must be killed. The mutant zombies kept pouring sand into the deep pit, and after a while, the fire was finally put out. You guys, go ahead and have a look first. No matter what the situation is, don't act rashly. This time, Boss 2 was much more cautious. He had to make sure that there were no such traps behind him. Several mutant zombies groped forward cautiously. They passed the charred corpse and entered S City. After walking for a while, they found no traps. Not even a shadow. Just when these mutant zombies were going back to report the situation, they suddenly saw something. A mannequin in a mall was hung between two telephone poles. The mannequin wore a white wig and was smeared with lipstick and eyeshadow. The model was wearing only a pair of red pants, with a large 2 written on her chest, and 2 balloons filled with water hanging on her chest. Obviously, this coquettish thing is an insinuation of Boss 2. If Boss 2 sees this, he will be mad. How about we take this thing apart? A zombie proposed. Don't. What if there is a trap? The person who hung this thing must be trying to provoke Boss 2, there is a high possibility that this is a trap. A golden-eyed zombie made a rational analysis. Makes sense. The other zombies nodded in agreement. By the way, Boss 2 said, no matter what you find, don't act rashly. Let's wait until Boss 2 arrives. A zombie said. Everyone nodded. When Boss 2 gets angry, just stay away. It's better than stepping on a trap and finishing. These mutant zombies immediately returned to the zombie team and gave Boss 2 a simple explanation of the situation ahead. Boss 2 heard that there was an empty city in front of him, and nodded calmly, which seemed to be expected. And that insulting model. The mutant zombies did not dare to describe in too much detail, for fear of being shot to death by Boss 2 on the spot. This kind of thing, let Boss 2 go and see for himself. Soon, Boss 2 entered the city with the corpse-tied team. It didn't take long for the dummy model hanging halfway to appear in front of the corpse-tied troops. When Boss 2 saw it, he was stunned on the spot. This bright makeup, this graceful figure, these 2 big water polo. Boss 2 was trembling all over, and a mouthful of blood almost reached his throat. This is Chikuakuo's provocation. Yeah, all of you road explorers, you don't want to dismantle this thing when you see it. Boss 2 wanted to vent the fire, but the mutant zombies had already shrunk into the army of corpses. Old 2 was so angry that he ripped off the head of a hapless man next to him and smashed it towards the mannequin. The head was in the middle of the model's crotch, smashing the model's lower body down. The upper body models are still fluttering in the wind. Boss 2 was full of anger, and stomped on the ground and rushed forward. When he came to the model, Boss 2 jumped high and punched the model in the chest. The model exploded instantly and broke into many pieces. And the 2 water balloons on the model's chest also burst open. A strong smell of canned herring wafted out. Boss 2 was splashed all over by the juice when the water polo burst. It's a familiar recipe, and it's a familiar taste. Puff. Boss 2 spat out a mouthful of old blood, and his body trembled slightly. This time he was really angry and hurt his body. I'm going to kill you so much. I'm going to let 100,000 zombies explode you. Boss 2 roared and rushed forward. One after another high-rise buildings kept collapsing, and that was Boss 2 venting his anger. It's a pity that everyone in the whole city ran away, and he could only tear down the house like a monster in Ultraman. After venting for a while, Boss 2 returned to the corpse-tied team. His eyes were red, and his pupils had entered a blood-red state of berserk. Go. Keep going east. I want to see where this guy can hide. Boss 2 took the team and continued to advance in a mighty eastward direction. 100 kilometers away is the city of N. More than 10 hours later, when the sun just rose, Boss 2 stopped. Not far in front of his eyes, was a wall with no edge in sight. Take a break for an hour, and follow me to attack in an hour. Boss 2 had a feeling that the guy who made him hate to vomit blood must be behind this wall. A few red-eyed zombies beside Boss 2 helplessly conveyed Boss 2's order. 1 hour. Not enough rest at all. Under his anger, Boss 2 accelerated the advance of the corpse tied by at least 30%. They can withstand mutant zombies, but ordinary zombies can't. In particular, half of the zombies were retreated by Wang ran for more than 10 kilometers, and they walked back and forth for at least 30 kilometers. There are many zombies with bad legs and legs that have broken their legs and are still crawling dozens of kilometers away. In addition, more than 200,000 zombies were burned to coke in the previous gasoline pit. It can be said that among the only 700,000 zombies left, more than half of them are in extremely poor condition. In this case, siege the city. So sloppy. But the red-eyed zombies did not dare to dissuade Boss 2. The current Boss 2, his eyes are red and almost dripping blood. If they didn't kill some people to vent their anger, they were all worried that the Boss 2 would not kill them all. At this time, a package was suddenly thrown from the wall, and it just landed not far from Boss 2. Boss 2 opened the package with a puzzled look on his face. Inside is a speaker that is wrapped in a lot of padding. Boss 2, you are an idiot. Wang Ran's voice came from the speaker. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 259. Nima. Boss 2 crushed the speaker directly. Obviously, this is a deliberate provocation. Knowing this was the case, Boss 2 couldn't help it. Notify, attack immediately. Boss 2 roared. But, the state of everyone now. A red-eyed zombie on the side stopped talking. I say. Attack immediately. Boss 2 punched the red-eyed zombie's chest with a punch. All the other zombies around were startled. It seemed that Boss 2 was completely crazy. Driven by Boss 2's coercion and killing intent, the zombies began to pounce on the wall in front. On the fence, Wang Ran took Wu Jiangguo and other hundreds of survivors with good marksmanship, and started a round of shooting with a rifle. After tens of thousands of bullets, tens of thousands of zombies fell on the road. Their bodies kept tripping over the zombies that came up behind them, and stampede situations were happening everywhere. Many zombies were not killed by guns, but were trampled to death by their own kind. Boss 2 didn't care about this kind of sacrifice. He saw Wang Ran on the fence. It's that guy. Boss 2 rushed to the front like crazy. Wang Ran on the fence smiled slightly and waved his hand. Those survivors with guns began to retreat, and were replaced by awakens of level 4 and above. Wang Ran's flight attendant squad also stood on the fence. Unconsciously, there are more than 30 awakeners of level 4 and above in City N. In other cities, it would be great to have 3 or 5. Rush up, all the human beings in the city, it's up to you. Boss 2 shouted loudly and rushed towards the wall with the zombies. Boss 2 rushed the fastest, only to see him jumping high, reaching a height of 10 meters, he wanted to jump directly onto the wall. Wang Ran smiled and took out the doom hammer from behind. Like a whack-a-mole, Wang Ran smashed Boss 2's head with a hammer. Boss 2 was frightened by the oncoming momentum, and immediately covered his head with his arms. Boom! With a muffled sound, Boss 2 was directly smashed to the ground by the hammer, smashing a big hole. Boss 2 was stunned in the pit for a while. His own strength, but at the level of a corpse emperor. That human can actually make himself feel dangerous. How can it be? What kind of power is he? The severe pain in his arm made Boss 2 calm down a little. If you rush up and fight recklessly, you will most likely be beaten to death. It seems that the corpse tide can only be used to consume this guy's physical strength. No matter how strong you are, your physical strength is always limited. As long as he was surrounded by the corpse tide and waited for a while, Boss 2 could go and harvest it himself. Boss 2 just stood in the pit, watching the army of corpses flock to the wall. A red-eyed zombie was the first to touch the wall. He originally planned to climb directly up, but after pulling a few times, he slid down directly. These human beings are too much. Not to mention that the polishing is so smooth, but also oiled. The red-eyed zombie couldn't help but complain. How to climb like this? The depressed red-eyed zombie immediately changed his mind and wanted to destroy the wall. He punched him hard. The wall did not move at all, but was slightly recessed. How can it be? The red-eyed zombie was shocked. His punch, not to mention ordinary walls, can even pierce through iron doors. What this city wall is made of, it can't be broken. Of course he didn't know that the outer layer of the wall was a composite material made of rubber. Although the warranty period is very short, the quality during the warranty period is nothing to say. Like this frontal impact, most of the force can be absorbed by the buffer. Yeah, do you think this can stop me? The red-eyed zombie stretched out its claws and stabbed into the wall. This wall is impact resistant, but not puncture resistant. The red-eyed zombie just leaned on its claws and grabbed the wall and climbed up. Seeing that he was about to climb to the top, the red-eyed zombie showed a victory expression on his face. Just this small wall, want to stop yourself? Naive. The red-eyed zombie jumped up by the wall, trying to jump over the wall in one fell swoop. At this time, a few strands of long white hair appeared in front of him. You want to fool me by dyeing my hair? You think I'm stupid? Red-eyed zombies know that humans are tricky and like to bluff. Previously, Wang Ran relied on his white hair to make half of the zombies retreat. However, if you think about it with your brain, you will know how the Corpse Emperor can help humans defend the city. This is too fake. The red-eyed zombie is about to climb over the wall, and the joy in his eyes is getting stronger and stronger. At this time, a sharp claw suddenly appeared in front of him. The tip of the claws came silently through the air, and a trace of fear arose in the heart of the red-eyed zombie. No way. Can't really be a corpse king. The claws pierced directly into the head of the red-eyed zombie, and he had no chance to get the answer. With a flick of Su Xiao's hand, the body of the red-eyed zombie fell directly, causing many ordinary zombies to rush for food. The meat of the red-eyed zombies usually has little chance to eat, and it can quickly become stronger after eating it. In other parts of the wall, the same situation continues to unfold. Ordinary zombies can't climb up if they are slippery, and as soon as the mutant zombies go up, they will be killed by the awakeners waiting above. The corpses of the mutant zombies will cause the scramble of ordinary zombies. The scene was very chaotic. Not a single wall showed signs of being breached. Boss 2 looked on with a heartache. Those golden pupils and red pupils under their hands were cultivated with great difficulty, and the number was limited. Ordinary zombies don't die much now, but high-level zombies continue to die there. However, the advantages of concentrated attacks have also begun to gradually emerge. Below the fence, more and more zombies were trampled to death, and the pile of corpses was getting higher and higher. At this rate, it won't take long for the bodies to be piled up to the height of the wall, allowing the army to rush in directly. Although he was distressed by the mutant zombies, Boss 2 decided to maintain the current offensive strategy. When Boss 2 was thinking, the zombie army in front suddenly froze. Immediately afterwards, they stopped attacking and grabbing food, and turned their heads one after another. Boss 2 had an ominous feeling in his heart. Roar! Those zombies turned around and attacked Boss 2. Even the zombies behind Boss 2 rushed over frantically. Boss 2 was stunned. What is this? All rebelled? This is his own army of corpses. Ordinary zombies will not talk about rebellion, why even mutant zombies have started to attack themselves. Boss 2 started to panic a little. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 260. Stop for me. Do you want to die? Boss 2 let out a loud roar. The surrounding zombies were stunned for a while, and then quickly continued to pounce on Boss 2. However, A few red-eyed zombies were roared back to their senses by Mr. 2. Boss 2, what happened to me just now? Several red-eyed zombies immediately protected him in front of Boss 2, cleaning up the rushing zombies. Sorcery. It's sorcery. It looks like I can't concentrate on the attack. Let's go out first and talk. Boss 2 took a few red-eyed zombies and said while retreating. When they withdrew from the range of 1 kilometer, they suddenly found that the zombies around them no longer attacked them. Boss 2 soon understood that the opponent's control of zombies was limited by distance. Dispersion. Let the corpse tide spread to various points to attack, don't rush to one point. Boss 2 quickly gave the order. Although a concentrated attack can quickly build up heights, it is easy to fall into the opponent's control, which will speed up the loss of manpower on your own side. Several red-eyed zombies got the order of Boss 2 and dispersed with their teams. Hundreds of thousands of zombies were divided into 5 teams, and each team was separated by at least 2 kilometers. After resting, the corpse tide began to attack again. A large number of zombies continued to flock to the wall tirelessly. Wang Ran stood on the wall, everything in front of him was what he expected. Momo, get on the plane. You control it back and forth between the 2 points. Xiao, you take the girls to guard a point. Jiangguo, you and the rest of the people keep a spot. Leave the last point to me. Wang Ran quickly made arrangements. Everyone immediately took action, and the 5 points corresponded to defensive arrangements. In the next time, the corpse tide slammed into the wall like crazy. Ordinary zombies still can't climb up, they can only keep stepping on the piles of corpses. As soon as the mutant zombies climbed up the wall, they would encounter a powerful counterattack from above. The 2 sides fought like this for 10 minutes. Except for Wang Ran's side, all other positions were kept tight and airtight. Because Wang Ran guards one place alone, he will naturally face a large number of mutant zombies. At the beginning, the mutant zombies would attack Wang Ran. But after giving more than a dozen lives, the mutant zombies learned to be smart. After they crossed the wall, they rushed forward, as far away from Wang Ran as possible. But behind them were dozens of rifles and sniper rifles. Those awakened who are weaker in combat also use firearms to play their role. Because Wang Ran only guarded against red-eyed zombies, most of the ones that missed out were silver-eyed and golden-eyed. They can't stop the dense bullets. More and more zombies became corpses. Boss 2, who was watching the battle from the street lamp, felt colder as he looked at it. If it goes on like this, even if it can break through the wall, it is estimated that there will not be tens of thousands of zombies left. The numerical advantage will be gone. Can't go on like this anymore. Withdraw. Temporarily withdraw. Boss 2, the tactical genius, gave the order with red eyes. Except for the 2 points guarded by Lin Momo, which are a little more troublesome, most of the zombies have withdrawn to 1 kilometer away from the wall. Boss 2 made a rough count. There are only 400,000 zombies left. Most zombies are trampled to death. What hurts him even more is that the proportion of mutant zombies damaged is far greater than that of ordinary zombies. At least 70% of the mutant zombies were damaged in the charge just now. No way, ordinary zombies can't climb up, at most they are trampled to death. The mutant zombies turned over by their own abilities, and they were faced with terrifying opponents who were eager and hungry. Boss 2, what should we do? A red-eyed zombie who barely escaped from the wall asked. He just met Wu Jiangguo. Originally, he still had a bit of an advantage, but who would have thought that Wu Jiangguo would become more and more fierce, and he would be promoted directly in the battle. He could only run away. It can't be sent like this anymore. Well, all the mutant zombies follow me to a point. I don't believe that so many of us can't besiege a human being. As long as the leader is killed, the others will definitely become a mess. Their ability to control zombies can be interrupted as long as I am present, don't worry too much. Other ordinary zombies continue to attack the other 4 points and hold their hands. I estimate that in just 5 minutes, we can kill that human. Boss 2, a tactical genius, came up with another plan. The human's hammer did show a very powerful force, but with so many mutant zombies besieged, Boss 2 himself would definitely not be able to resist it, and neither could this human being. If you want to win the city, there is only this way. The other zombies looked tired and helpless, but Boss 2 spoke up, and they could only be obedient. These mutant zombies rushed towards Wang Ran under the leadership of Boss 2 while the humans were still scattered at 5 defensive points. The ordinary zombies continued to rush towards the wall. Not good. They're going to attack the boss. Jinbei immediately understood the other party's motives. All the elites rushed directly towards Wang Ran, so ruthless. Wang Ran was alone there, it was a bit dangerous. Do not impulse. Let's go, this point is lost. The boss hasn't ordered yet, let's keep the original defensive layout first. Wu Jiangguo reminded aside. After following Wang Ran for a while, Wu Jiangguo had already understood Wang Ran's style. 2. Jinbei nodded and turned his eyes to the front. The corpses of ordinary zombies have been piled up to half of the wall, and the top of the wall must be guarded. The other points are all guarded by the girls. They all trust Wang Ran unconditionally and are not worried at all. Wang Ran looked at the mutant zombies that were approaching in front of him, and the corners of his mouth were slightly raised. If it were 10,000 ordinary zombies, Wang Ran asked himself that he didn't have the strength to kill them all. But dozens of mutant zombies. You can still kill and play. Wang Ran, holding a sledgehammer, fell directly from the sky and landed heavily on the ground. Wang Ran's aura made the mutant zombies who rushed over shudder. With so many zombies, he actually rushed down? Are you not afraid at all? Human, you are courting death yourself, then don't blame us for being rude. Boss 2 was not surprised but delighted. He was also afraid that Wang Ran would be scared and run for his life, so he would have no way to take revenge. This city, Laozi's. People in the city, I cover you. Want to go into the city to kill? Naive friends. Wang Ran slammed a sledgehammer on the ground, and the ground shook. Boss 2 originally wanted to beep a few words, but when he thought of the curse of pre-war words that would kill him, he still held back. Go. Who killed him? I'll help him advance to Corpse Emperor. Boss 2's words directly made all the mutant zombies light up.